Oh, it's so exciting. So today it's gonna be a little bit different. I'm gonna be streaming my Kagurabachi chapter reviews. So that's gonna be it. I'm still gonna be posting the videos, don't worry, but in terms of actually making the videos, I'm gonna be working on that. And yeah, so exciting news all around. Let me change some lights so I can make it a little bit better for you to see me. Perfect. All right, so let's get started with talking about Kagurabachi. So first off, whoopsies, I hit the wrong thing. Don't want to be back soon. Let's go back to webcam. Perfect. So there was a lot that happened within these two chapters. It's more of a continuation of the Rakuzachi, and surprisingly, we get a lot of information I was not expecting. We learn, of course, the auction still going on. We learn that Kyora is gonna use the last enchanted blade that they have at this area, which is the third one, to beat CHIHIRO and make the auction continue as usual, even at the cost of his own life. So it's a very dramatic moment, and I keep switching my webcam, so my bad. So there's a big auction going on right now, and it seems like they've beaten Kyora, but we know, since the cliffhanger of the last chapter, clearly not. Kyora is just getting started. He uses the last of his life to basically do a Hail Mary move here. And what's interesting is we actually get the Sorcerers re-enter the story once again, even though we did see them before. I think this was during the fight between like the leader of the Sorcerers. I don't think we got his name. We did see him fight CHIHIRO for a little bit in the middle of this arc, so that was a big revelation. But now we actually get to see sort of development with the story here. We get to basically have a conversation between all these sorcerers, saying maybe the intention of them was to see what the Shinichi blade could do. And that's CHIHIRO's blade, of course. So clearly, they're thinking for the big picture. It's not the Rakuzachi they're concerned about. It's not even wealth or power. They're giving away the swords. That's not the issue here. So what I think this brings up to mind is, what are they planning to achieve? Why did they take the enchanted blades in the first place if they're not really going to utilize them? Or are they using the blades to figure out what CHIHIRO's Shinichi blade is capable of? We have yet to see that, but all we know is that the leader was funneling in everything into the box so it would break the seal. So clearly he had given Kyora the opportunity to possess at least a part of that blade. So we get a bigger fight here, and he of course leads off with, there's something interesting going on, there's the blade, and you see Kyora get up. And there's still a massive gash across his chest. Like, he is bleeding. Like, he's been struck. And what's really cool is we get this amazing panel where it shows him, and there's this giant, beautiful ink butterfly behind him. And that's like revealing a small part of its power. It's the tip of its power, as they even say. So it's really cool. We also get basically him unsheathing it by like an inch, so you barely see the blade, yet with most of the sheath still attached, he's almost able to cut CHIHIRO, despite, you know, CHIHIRO having his own blade and also being kind of injured at the same time. So right when everything is, you think, gonna be over, we get the introduction of Hakuri. Hakuri re-enters the fray, and I actually like Hakuri's character. I think Hakuri's actually one of the coolest characters in Kagurabachi, just because she's insanely overpowered and she's not really on CHIHIRO's side. She works for the government. So you get to see sort of this fight. CHIHIRO gets sort of beaten, but then Hakuri comes in and basically helps him fight, especially because you know, he's already weakened enough, and he's at the point where, you know, if anything else happens, if you know, he struck once again by like one more attack, even with, you know, this blade sheathed. I mean, they did drop a name, I'm just forgetting it at the moment. This enchanted blade that Kyora is possessing. It could mean the end of CHIHIRO. So Hakuri shows up at the right time, and they have this really cool moment where they're about to tag team. And although we did not get like a huge fight of them together, we did get a cool moment with CHIHIRO powering up, saying, yeah, I still got a fight in me. You get sort of pretty cool action sequences between at least CHIHIRO and him. We see Hakuri at least strike one little blow against Kyora, but nothing too major. But we do get this really cool setup where basically Kyora is making his final stand here. And it's really cool because he's all bloody, and I love villains who like can, you know, they walk the walk and back, like, you know, they stand behind what they say. And clearly he wants this auction to continue, and he sacrificed his own family members to make that happen. But what's so cool about his character is that he's also putting his own life on the line. He knows he's gonna die after this, but he's in a Hail Mary attempt. He's going to utilize the rest of the energy within this sword, or at least the energy that he's able to muster up, all that spirit energy, and use it to take out CHIHIRO at least, or any of the invaders. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. I think Kyora is going to die in the next few chapters. That's my prediction. They're going to beat him, but we're going to see what he's able to manage and if he's going to put up a good fight. So I'm all there for it. I'm also interested to see that tag team between Hakuri and CHIHIRO. I think it'll be really cool to see how that goes down as well. And I also do love sort of just the paneling here, especially with the action sequences with the different swords, and you get to see sort of a difference in variation between each of these enchanted blades. And I think that's what is very much needed in stories like this, to kind of have that visual appeal. And you definitely get that with Shinuchi blade, definitely with Cloud Gouger as well, and now this new blade that I completely forgot the name of. So overall, Kagurabachi has always been on my top of my list as some of my favorite, one of my favorite mangas currently coming out, and I'm excited to see where it goes from here. The only thing I will say is this chapter, it's not like one of my favorites from this arc, but I don't think it's bad. I think it's just not as good as some of the previous arcs, because this is more building up that tension, building up those stakes until that next fight, which will drop in the next coming chapters. And hopefully this is much better than the fight between Cloud Gouger and the Shinuchi blade. I think this is going to be a little bit better than that, hopefully. So yeah, overall, great read, and I can't wait to see what happens going from this point forward. Also, I think the auction attendees they're insane to stick around. People are dying around them, exploding, and they just want this sword, so they're still bidding, and you know, I think that's insane. So we'll see how this transpires, and I want to see where, like, if they do defeat the auction, what's the next villain? Where is their next lead to the next enchanted blade? Because there's still 7 out there, or there's 7, and then there's like, what, 4 more out there? I mean, unless you include the Shinuchi as one of them, it's technically 1 more, so actually 5 more out there. So we're gonna have to see how this all goes down. So overall, yep, great chapters. Probably it'd be around the, I would say, 7.5, 8. Definitely not bad. Great art. I'm just excited to see where this goes from here. And that's Kagurabachi. So I just wanted to share my thoughts really quickly on that, because I think Kagurabachi is pretty sick. And yeah, thanks for watching, and take care.